Now, New Yorkers do love their cats and dogs, and as a result of that affection, there are a series of publicly funded animal shelters throughout the city. There are a total of around 44,000 cats and dogs that are brought into places like this each year. As a result of the ongoing financial crisis, the people at work here are noticing a very worrying trend indeed, and that's that more and more people are bringing in their animals and putting them up for adoption because they simply can't cope with the financial pressure of it all. They're losing their homes, their jobs, and they're prepared to forfeit the family pet. And so, as you can see, this is the cat adoption room. Pretty much every single cage is full. So I've walked down the corridor to another very busy area of the animal shelter here, and that's the dog adoption area. And I'm now joined by one of the very busy staff here. That's Richard Gentles. Richard, you're the administrator for the whole thing. What sort of things are you noticing in terms of the kind of general reasons why people just can't cope anymore?
Yeah, we're hearing the stories about the financial crisis and how it's impacting pet owners. And a lot of them are having to give up their pets simply because they can't afford the food and medical costs, or that maybe they lost their homes and they're moving into an apartment that maybe doesn't allow pets.
So let's talk about one actual case from the dogs that are gathered here. This is a little dog called Lily. I don't know what she's a terrier.
Yeah, she's a corn terrier, 7-month-old.
What's the story? What do we know about
her?
her?
Family brought her in. They can no longer keep her. They're actually having to move. They're being forced to move, and they don't allow pets where they're going to be moving to. So she's in here, and we're responsible for taking care of her and getting her in good home.
And how typical is her case of what you're seeing?
Yeah, it's typical. We see this quite often, unfortunately, and it's hard on the owners. It's not something that they want to do, and it's really heart-wrenching and gut-wrenching to them when they have to come in and drop off their dogs, their pets. Yeah, certainly, if this continues the way it's going, that it will be even more of a bigger problem for us as time goes on.
And I guess some people presumably do bring in their pets kind of perhaps a little bit too early. I mean, perhaps they're just panicking a little, or using the financial crisis as maybe an excuse in some cases, some extreme cases.
Yeah, I mean, we never know. Sometimes people bring in dogs and cats as strays, but they're really owned animals. So we have that part of it. And sometimes they don't want to, when they do turn their own pet in, a lot of times they're not honest with us, or they don't give us a lot of information about it. And we need that information because it helps us get dogs like Lily a good home.
Good morning, Addie. I'm here for examination.
Okay. Is he coming from the front?
During the years of being here, working for animal control, I have noticed in 2008 we have doubled the amount of dogs and cats coming in the shelter.
It must be a very hard decision for a lot of people to give up their pet. Have you seen people looking really upset and anguished about it?
I see people come in the building that's very upset and angry. Some of them is unable to even talk to you because once you have a pet for days and months, it becomes a family member. It's like throwing a family member to the side, and you really can't throw a family member to the side, so how do you throw your cats out? It's really hard. When they come into the shelter, it's like a morgue.
I mean, how does it affect you as well personally? I mean, every day you're seeing cats and dogs, and I suppose, unfortunately, some of them do have to be put to sleep.
Oh, very stressful. And I stress that. Very stressful to go inside the youth room and have to put an animal to sleep. Yeah, it's painful, very painful. And I'm hoping things will improve. And I'm not going to give up. We can't give up. We just can't.